Comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen.
Broadcasting live from ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas, and of course, Radio 105.3 FM, The Beat. Well, my name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, I'm a member of the local Catholic Church Christian community. I have with me, until my spiritual advisor arrives, Ross De Niro Thompson. Ross, welcome to Freedom March.
Mr. Monker, good afternoon. Always a pleasure to be here on Freedom March.
Well, folks, Dr. Hubert Alexander Minnis, the Prime Minister of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and his cabinet, they got swing. You got swing. You got swing. You ain't got nothing. I warned Dr. Minnis yesterday. I said to him, have you received an FBI report on Peter Kruger? I asked him, but they ignored me. Well, my brother, we got the easily verifiable facts on this investor. He's been accused of somehow successfully getting rid and accepting somebody money, $10-point-something million. And when they realized it was too late legally, as he got them on a technicality, I told you that Minnis was on the wrong track. I told y'all that the way Minnis was doing it, he was bound to buck his big toe. I told you that the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram would never operate that way. Well, we got the facts. I got the documents in the front of me. Stuart Bishop wrote it on the 28th of January 2015. We can look at it. But Minnis got swing. Minnis and his government got swing. But it isn't too late. All they need to do is to grab the and just tear it up. And that'll be the end of it. But we'll talk about it because there are all kinds of things happening. Negro male got killed last night. The Negro man, Adrian Francis, they got tired of him. So they get rid of him. I hear he was talking bad things, but the Haitian. Adrian, you better stop it. Leave the Haitian people alone, because in that F&M government is a lot of my people, the Haitian people. That's what I hear. So I want you to stop it, Adrian, because you is Haitian. Adrian Francis is a Haitian. Why are you laughing?
You put Haitian on everyone, man.
No, he's Francois.
Okay.
Adrian Francois. Y'all leave the Haitian people alone, because powerful F&Ms in the government, they're Haitian. And we don't like it. I'm laughing at these Negroes. I am laughing at these Negroes. Minnis got swing. They got swing. They got swing. Damn fool, you thought you signed on the heads of agreement with responsible and respectable people? You get swing. You get swing. You all get swing. You ain't got nothing.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV station. And of course, you can join us on cable 224, Flow TV 112. And we are on the radio, 105.3 FM, The Beat. I have with me Rastanero Thompson. He will lead us in the reading of Holy Scripture. Ross, welcome to Freedom March.
Mr. Monker, thank you so much again. Always a pleasure to be on Freedom March and on The Beat, 105.3. Today I'm going to read the Beatitudes. Now when he saw the crowds, he went up on a mountainside and sat down. His disciples came to him, and he began to teach them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And lastly, blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. Mr. Monker, this ends the scripture reading for today.
Rastanero Thompson, it is a wonderful scripture. I thank you for the reading.
Absolutely.
Well, folks, last night in the Eastern District of the island of New Providence appeared before me a Negro male who complained over how he has been falsely arrested, not taken to a police station, but taken behind Government House wall. You know the road that separates Government House from the school? And he said how 2 police officers beat the heck out of him and another Negro male. In fact, he held on to his throat and he said to me, Monker, he struck me in my throat. And as I listened to his story, he could read my mind. What did you do? And then he gave me an accounting. Having heard his accounting, and having known him from he was a young boy, I'm extremely concerned that those 2 police officers would have done what he has alleged. I've told him to relax, reflect on what has happened, and he and his friend are both invited to come here on Freedom March and tell the country what indignity they allegedly suffered. I asked the police, and particularly the young police officers, please control your emotions. And if there is no criminal offense being committed, you can't allow idle talk at the deities to cause you to abuse your authority. It's not right. We need a situation where young men will feel comfortable with the police. We can't have allegations where police takes 2 Negro men outside the back door of the police station and then pull off, not taking them into the station, and then allegedly driving them behind Government House wall and then beating them. That is not a good thing to happen. I just want to say that because I've assured the Negro man that I will mention it, and then I've said to him, you are to allow the law to prevail. You can't take it into your own hand. You do the proper thing. You lodge your complaint with whoever you are supposed to lodge the complaint so that it can be an objective investigation. But I was extremely concerned when that Negro male appeared before me and made such a solemn declaration. Last night, the bloodletting among my people, the Negro people, continue. A Negro male was murdered through Wilson Track. I'm extremely familiar with Wilson Track, and it is a serious problem that continues to take place. The victim is Negro. The suspect is Negro. The motives, well, I don't know. But something is fundamentally wrong that men can pick up their guns and go wherever they feel and destroy human lives. And the government seems to be powerless. We send Marvin Dames to Canada. We send him and Ellison Green Slade. The country spent thousands of dollars on their professionalism to educate them, to come back, be good police officers. The next thing we know, maybe less than a year, Marvin Dames and Ellison Green Slade start acting like cat and dog. Serious disagreement. Then we start hearing sip-sip of one undermining the other. Then Marvin leaves the police force. And years later, he gets into politics and is successful. And having become successful, he was made a minister of national security. For Ellison Green Slade, it was a clear signal that the government had lost confidence in him and that he had to pack his Johnny bundle. So Ellison is somewhere outside the court of King James, having met our gracious majesty and having been formally appointed as the High Commissioner to England. Marvin is now left. He got the whole police force to himself. And everybody who holds senior position in the police force, when he was a policeman, they were his juniors. We have a minister of national security for the first time in the history of our country who is a police. Well-trained, has all the international contacts. We saw it the other day, aided by the United States. They had all kind of helicopter in the western or the southwestern part of the island, where a number of Negro suspects were arrested. To date, I've not heard of any of the suspects having been charged in a court. So what was that all about? What you bring the United States military or police military or DEA military involved in a crime-fighting strategy, arrested a bunch of Negroes, but no one has been formally charged in the courts. So I raised the question, was that an abuse of the process? Because if the police needed international assistance, where the Americans had all kind of helicopter over them people's house, 2, 3, and 4 a.m. in the morning, you arrested all those Negroes. You say you arrested them. How the hell? No one has been formally charged. If you have international assistance, wake up an entire community and carry out mass arrests, it suggests to me that someone has broken the law or is about to break the law. How come no one has been prosecuted? How come? I say all that to say that these murders must be stopped. And Marvin Dames is the policeman. Got it? He got the whole thing. Grain State is gone. G-O-N-E, gone. Yet the murders are taking place. I want the murders to stop. I want the police to get there before the man fired a gun. I want the police to get there before the man fired a gun. Because if we have the United States assisting us, the Americans know how to listen to your phone. They know. Okay? Because they're Marvin in the paper talking about being a have an intelligence agency, but he say he ain't gonna listen to Bahamian telephone. Well, what the hell you want it for? Huh? You wanted to call who? If you can have an intelligent agency, you got to play spying. I don't want no intelligent agency unless you all are willing to play spying. Other than that, just leave the Americans to listen to our conversation. All right? Just amazing.
Well, Marvin Dames did say that the government is going to bring new legislation to enact or, bring about the new NIA, not the one that the PLP had, but this new NIA.
If Negroes are involved, it is not a new NIA. All right? Well, listen to Marvin. Because Marvin say that we getting rid of spying and NIA. And I said to him, remember when I said to him, I said, Marvin, listen, you didn't see the powerful white woman come here and met with Butch Scavallo? That guy is the Americans. And if the Americans say spy, we'll have to spy. All right? But Marvin talking nonsense. You better stop it. I want this crime to stop. I want you all to tell these young people to stop committing all these murders.
Also, Mr. Monk, I think that's why the government is bringing the Interception of Communications Bill to, get the criminals before they get there to commit their act.
Ras, they catch all kind of people with the Americans shining big bright light.
Yeah.
They say that was the
Black
criminal.
Uh-huh.
But they ain't charged nobody. If you are doing mass arrests and you ain't charged nobody, it means that your intelligence was wrong and it is an abuse of power and authority. And I asked President Trump, I support you. I'm among the few Negroes on this island who prayed for you. Mr. President, I don't want you to let them abuse the American police to come here. Wake up them poor black people in the back of Carmichael Road. They arrest them, Mr. President, but they ain't charged nobody yet. So what they arrest them for? Huh? Just had those Negroes terrified when they look up in the air and see all them Black Hawk. It was Black Hawk?
Yeah, it's a Black Hawk. You are the Black Hawk helicopter.
The Black Hawk?
Yeah.
Okay, and the Black Hawk is a very scary hawk that the Americans have.
Very sophisticated helicopters, Mr. Monka.
Yeah, but how come nobody has been prosecuted? The Americans, y'all have plenty gas and money to win it, to race it. Huh? What y'all wake up them people for and nobody get charged? From they did that, I listen every day. Read the newspaper every day to see who will be charged. You don't arrest people unless you got your case ready. Huh? That's what I think. I ain't no policeman. I just happen to be the son of a policeman.
But Mr. Monka, let's admit that the criminal element, they are also using sophisticated forms of communication to carry out their criminal mischiefs.
Listen, this cell phone ain't no sophisticated thing. I mean, it's get sophisticated. Americans can hear it.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How you think we know our pastor was doing sin? Americans, they must listen to it. So, that is what is going on there. And when I come back, what should I do? What all have I dealt with so far?
He dealt with crime.
The Negro male who was murdered.
You talked about Mr. Francis from ZNS.
Yeah, Adrian Francis. We understand that they pulled the thingum from him. Adrian, don't be upset. You know you're a PLP. What the heck you doing playing F&M? You're supposed to get on the radio and just cut things straight. All right? And then we hear that you're talking a bunch of things about the Haitian people. Listen, be careful. All the ministers is Haitian, you know. All the ministers is Haitian. We are everywhere. My people, the Haitian people. I hear Adrian was on the radio talking about the Haitian people. Better leave us alone, because some of us believe in things. Those of us who believe in things, you could end up in the back of the mountain toting coffee. Yeah, because obeah is not unlawful in Haiti. It is only unlawful in the Bahamas. I need to find an F&M member of parliament. Minister Warren, I have a whole Negro woman who needs to get married by the 27th. And all the pastor them she went to is charging like $600 an hour. And then she drove past your church and she fell in love with the church. And last week she contacted me, but I forgot. So they sent me a text that I just saw. And they're saying to me, beg Minister Warren Miller to perform this woman's wedding. Warren Miller, we must encourage the woman them to get married. And this woman needs to get married. And she wants to get married in your church. I didn't know you had a church in Carmichael Road. They say Warren has a nice little white church.
Yeah? I didn't even
on
know.
Carmichael Road. Minister Warren Miller, you got to marry this woman. I'm leader of the woman them, and she is ripe and ready for the marriage.
Yes, Margaret, why is she going from church to church looking for a pastor to marry her?
She's looking for a pastor. All right? I don't know why, and they are charging too much. And they came and they said to me, man, you know Warren Miller. We would like for him to perform the wedding, and we would like to have it in his nice little quaint white church. Warren, do this one for the people there. Do this one for the woman there. Do this one for me. Anybody can find Warren Miller. Tell him, give me a call, because this woman needs to be married on the 27th. Check this to make sure I'm reading it right. And Warren, listen, she has a wonderful, she got a wonderful baby.
Let me check in.
Warren, I need you, because I need to get this woman to the church on time, and I need to make sure that this man leads her there. This is Freedom March. I got a man and a woman who wants to be married by Warren Miller. Do this for the people, Warren. Let's keep them in holy marriage. This is Freedom March. I'll be right back.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Views and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. Please spread the word that we are also broadcasting on 105.3 FM, The Beat. My name is Rodney Monker. Well, there's breaking news all over the Bahamas. Dr. Menace and the F&M got swung. You know, we have a beautiful Calypsonian song that says, you got swing, you got nothing. I told you yesterday that the F&M didn't know what they were doing. I told you that when Menace signed that agreement, it was a sign of desperation. economic desperation. Time is running out for him. Menace reminded me of a man who thought he was getting old. And he said to himself, boy, getting old and I ain't got no girlfriend. I am getting old and I ain't getting no girlfriend. So he break off run. And the first whore he met, he grabbed. And then he take him home. And standing in the door was me. And I say, what this is? And I'll show you. I have in my possession, because I'm certain you would have read the Nassau Guardian and the Tribune, and perhaps even the Bahama Journal, in which they have exposed the principal signatories that Menace sat with. And when you look at what we're reading, it would be clear that we have gotten ourselves involved in gangsterism. I have here an article written on the 28th of January 2015 by Stuart Bishop. And the caption went like this: bankrupt insurer nears deal over $10 million investment gone bad. B-A-D. Bad. All right? And I'll read it to you. Bankrupt Caribbean insurer, British American Insurance Company Limited, has told the 11th Circuit Court it is close to a deal with a former investment fund director over the alleged theft of $10.5 million after the case was found by a lower court to be time-barred. The insurer said Monday it needed time. Just bear with me. The insurer said Monday it needed time to finalize settlement document with Peter Kruger, a former principal of investment from Coban Fund, IILP, and several related entities, and requested a stay of abatement of the appeal. Now, folks, you would recall that I asked Menace, did the F&M government got an FBI report? For most of you Negroes, you might have thought that I was just saying that. But I want you to know that flesh and blood did not reveal that to me. I knew that is what is needed. Menace failed to get Marvin Dames to make contact with Interpol. What is Interpol? We are a member of Interpol. And Marvin Dames, having once served as a senior officer in the Royal Bahamas Police Force, is familiar with Interpol. And with Interpol, whenever you are dealing with foreign investors, people you don't know, you can pick up the phone, call Interpol and ask Interpol, what criminal intelligence do you have on these people? You could pick up the phone and call the FBI and say to the FBI, FBI, do you know Peter Kruger? You know when I became suspicious? When I heard that his name was Peter Kruger, it reminded me of Freddy Krueger. Yep. They can't fool me. When I said to my good friend, listen, Peter Kruger reminds me of Freddy Krueger. He said, man, Monko, what's your problem? Freddy was only acting. I said, but Peter looks like an actor too. I said, he looks like an actor. And I know he got Menace them because Menace is desperate. Watch out for a desperate woman. And watch out for a desperate man. Because desperation could lead to all kinds of things. Now, I told you, I said the fact that this man did not do the environmental assessment, the impact studies, That was the first thing he needed to do. That sent me a message that he ain't got no money. And I told you, this smells like Renwood Wells, an LOI. I told you this. And by grab, by daybreak, everybody was all over the internet searching. And this is new information, right? And then it is clear that Kruger is not dumb. You know what it is? To get $10.5 million. And by the time they discover it, it is statute bar. Huh? This ain't no dumb man. This man got plenty wits and plenty skills because he has demonstrated a highly sophisticated level of slickness. Can you imagine it? I now see why mom and them couldn't get no insurance. You remember we had the British American Insurance Company Limited. And the allegation is he got away with $10.25 million. Menace, I want that man tonight to be put on the stop list and declare persona non grata. What Menace doing? I warned Menace, you know. And for those of you who were listening to me, you think I didn't know what I was saying. I said, Menace, be careful. Keep family, friends, and lovers. You hear me? It is a disgrace what you, with your bald head, did to Menace. You must not take advantage of Menace. If my brother were to do to me what Menace's brother did to him, I would have to draw off and slap my brother and drop kick him. I told Menace, I said, Menace, what this is? They can't hide nothing from me. I's effing them. I am effing them, and I know what the party dirt is. Huh? You are a disgrace. You suppose you older than Menace. And since you are older than Menace, you should guide him. But you want contract with your big head. Huh? You want contract. You don't do that. Brothers are supposed to guide brothers. I got plenty brothers. Plenty brothers. They all give me good advice. Every brother. They give me good advice. Menace's brother ain't gave no good advice. You're wrong. You are wrong. And you brought Menace into disgrace with your greedy self. Huh? You're greedy. And that's what this mess is all about. And I said to Menace yesterday, keep lovers away, friends away, and relatives away. That's what's going on here. Huh? Say you signing contract. You see the man ain't got no money. All right? I mean, he might have a little something. Because he got away with $10.25 million. And Menace got swing. You got swing. It could not happen to Papa. Couldn't happen to Hubert Ingram. I told you. A Negro F&M supporter called here yesterday on the show to tell me something about the PLP. I said, listen, don't tell me nothing about no PLP. The standard is Hubert Ingram. It's a high standard. And it calls for you to be patriotic and loving. Menace listening to family. That's what's going on. Menace, you better stop it, man. Because when the PLP come to power, the same way you put PLPs in handcuff, they will have to put you in handcuff because you're making bad judgment. Can you imagine this? The bankrupt Caribbean insurer, British American Insurance Company, has told the 11th Circuit Court in the United States of America it is close to a deal with a former investment fund director over the alleged theft of $10.25 million after the case was found by a lower court to be to be time barred. This ain't no stupid man. You know what it is? To get $10 million, and you were able to skillfully hide that, and time run, the FBI couldn't get him. He is intellectually superior to my government. Minister's the wrong man to negotiate. This man is good. This man is good at his craft. All right? Can you imagine? When Minister and him would have finished signing, and they have signed, the man will escape. And when Minister discover, it will be too late. That's what's going on here. Peter Kruger didn't like that name. When I heard about Peter Kruger, y'all saw the movie? Freddy Krueger? Every Friday night, he had long tingham on his fingers. Freddy Krueger. When I saw Freddy Krueger, Peter Krueger, listen to me. Peter has to be related to Freddy Krueger. Y'all ain't gonna fool me but no movie. Huh? Menace, you get claw by Freddy Krueger cousin, Peter Krueger. Boy, we in trouble all over the place. What did you say to me, Mr. Producer? Did you say something? Let's look at what the Tribune wrote on all of this developing expose. The government, it is written by the white Englishman, Neil Hartnell. He is the Tribune business editor. He writes, the government was last night, let me read it over again. The government was last night facing serious questions over Grand Bahama's proposed $5.5 billion oil refinery after the project's chief promoter confirmed his involvement in 2 lawsuits alleging misuse of investor monies. Let me stop. See, this is written by an Englishman. The Englishman ain't gonna say thief. See, the Englishman, this is language. He's good at hiding skullduggery. He calls it misuse of investors' money. Peter Kruger, Oban Energy's non-executive chairman, told the Tribune he was one of 3 defendants who were accused of misappropriating more than $3.7 million of investor monies by U.S. government regulators. You see why I asked, Minister, if he checked with the FBI? Now let me show you. When black people do that, it's called thieving. If you're black, it's thieving. If you are white, it is called misappropriation of the money. But misappropriation is taking people's money. So it's thieving. That lawsuit, which was filed by the Securities and Exchange Commission in 2005, was settled without going to trial some 3 years later. Mr. Peter Kruger, who challenged the allegation against him, paid a $110,000 civil penalty without admitting or denying the claims, and agreed to be bound from committing future security laws violation. Now the Americans, they have a skilled way whereby after you don't break the law, you could plead no contest. By no contest, it means that you did not admit guilt, nor did you affirm innocence. It's another form of gangsterism to allow sophisticated citizens to walk free. And following further research by the Tribune, Mr. Kruger confirmed he was also named as a defendant in a legal action filed in 2013 by the Bahamas-based judicial manager for a sister company of the insolvent misuser, Clico. Now Bishop Simeon Hall. Bishop Simeon Hall. Peter Kruger has been accused of messing around with Clico Bahamas, but Menace has brought him back so that he could rape us. But I man shall not bend down. I don't care if he come with $5.7 billion. I will not bend down. John Lopez, the KPMG Bahamas accountant who took over British American Insurance Company, BAICO, in the wake of its collapse and that of its CL financial parent, alleged that Mr. Kruger misappropriated $8.7 million of the company's fund for his own personal use. That's what Menace gave us. The case against Mr. Kruger, though, was dismissed on a technicality, as it was time-barred. What does it mean? Time-barred mean by the time they discover the skullduggery, the law say you can't do nothing. Isn't that a wonderful crime? Where you could rip millions of dollars or misappropriate millions of dollars, and when the owners discover it, the law say, yeah, you discover it, but it's too late now. It is too late. Okay? So it was time bar, according to the statute of limitation that applies in the U.S. The Urban Energies principal yesterday said the claim against him had subsequently been defeated in the appeals court, and added they really have no grounds to stand on. Well, of course they don't have any, because if the law says that there is a set period by which you can either sue and or bring criminal prosecution, and if the period is time bar, that's the end of the story. Mr. Kruger argued that he was the injured party, given that the British American Insurance Company had failed to fully pay him the purchase price for 14,000 acres of land he sold to the insurer prior to its failure. So he says, listen, I sell them 14,000 acres of land. They ain't pay me. So I suffer. What you complaining about, but I carry the money. He alleged that he had obtained a $70 million judgment against the company, and that the judge had, quote, scolded them for perjury and making these outrageous claims against me and dragging my wife into it. However, the Tribune could find no record of the case or judgment which Mr. Kruger said he had filed in the Middle District of Florida court. Despite an extensive search of that court's case database, the Urban Energies principal, alive to the potential fallout, said he hoped revelations of his past, quote, have no effect, end quote, for Urban Energies' $5.5 billion oil refinery storage terminal project, given that it had just signed a heads of agreement. What the hell Menace was doing? God forgive me for saying hell, because hell in a loud word is a curse. Forgive me there, Lord. What was Menace doing? Menace was listening to your brother. That's what he was doing. Y'all think I know it? Come on. Don't do this. Menace, I don't want this to happen. For the administration, let's go back to it. The Urban Energy principal, alive to the potential, Fallout said he hoped revelations of his past would have no effect for Oban Energy's $5.5 billion oil refinery storage terminal project, given that it had just signed a head of agreement with the Minnis administration on Monday. Well, there will be no fallout. Minnis is a Negro. Minnis has not been educated in the white people standards of government. So there'll be no fallout. Peter Kruger read them right. Having met Minnis' brother, he recognized, if that's the older brother, I ain't got the younger brother chalk. But Peter Kruger, go home. Go home. With your no good self, go home. How dare you hold and take advantage of my Negro Prime Minister, knowing that he does not have the level of sophistication to negotiate. This is a case for the FBI, where a white American has come to a third world government and abused the government. I call on the FBI to help us out. This is like when Americans go away to sexually abuse people, and the Americans have a law that prohibits that. I need the FBI to assist, because this white man is taking advantage of a whole Negro government, a government that is desperate to create jobs. But this is LOI. I smell it. I smell LOI. The PLP gave him 2 years. 2 years ago, the PLP said, go do the environment impact assessment. And the man ain't do it, because the man ain't got no sunk funds. I told you about that. That's the money that is required to invest in advance, subject to a serious condition that you may never be able to get it back. So he need his LOI. All right? And Minnis signed. Now he could go all over the place and say, listen, those Negroes in the Bahamas, those incompetent Negroes, they sign it. I didn't have to bring environmental studies or environmental management, whatever they call it. That's what's going on here. As Minnis just fucks up everything. And so this is what we are faced with. And the Tribune said, promising future announcements about the involvement of major international energies company with the development. Mr. Kruger also sought to downplay his role and importance by stressing he was not part of Oban's executive management team. He described himself as more of an ambassador for the company and said his role would be extremely limited once Oban Energies obtain all the necessary government permits and approval. It is like if ministers didn't learn anything in diplomacy. Here is a man who now say he is the ambassador. Have we not learned from the American experience? You remember? The PLP had a man that they wanted to send to the United States to be the ambassador. But they made a mistake. You don't announce your ambassador unless you ask the host country. We are sending Rodney Monker to be the ambassador to Miami. Will you accept him? Do you have a problem with him? Because the Americans will have to talk with diplomats. A diplomat might have heard something that I say, and it upset the diplomat. So the diplomat will then write to Washington and say, listen, I don't think you should get Monker because he ain't safe, even though he professed it. He may provide the United States government with all kind of reason. They may not be true, you know, because the fellow who's reporting is a human being and is subject to make mistake. Well, if Minnis is receiving an ambassador from a company who has no managerial position, Minnis was supposed to investigate. Go on, Prime Minister, your government is incompetent and you're signing agreement with unsafe people. We're in trouble. I demand a general election tomorrow, and I want this government to resign. You're selling out the country to a bunch of scallywags. Go home, Peter Kruger. You're nothing but a picky teeth man, Torbreak. You're nothing.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV station. You can see me on cable 224, Flow TV 112. And then if you go to the help me with it, what? ILS TV studio.
Yeah, okay.
Facebook page, we are there. We're streaming live. But greater than that, we have radio. Lord Jesus, I thank you that you have given us radio, and we are committed to using it responsibly. So go now, spread the word. 105.3 FM to beat. This is Freedom March. When we took the adjournment, I was having a spiritual movement of condemnation of the Prime Minister, where he find Peter Kruger. And I demand a copy of the agreement, the heads of agreement. Minister promise that it will be tabled in the Parliament today. And I call on the opposition to start mobilizing, because this smacks of corruption. And what is corruption? It's important for my people, the Negro people, to understand what is corruption. Corruption is whenever a person, an institution, a government fail to do the right thing, then there is an erosion and corruption of principle. I didn't originally come up with that idea. A Negro man taught me that in my youth. He told me how to identify corruption from a position of principle. What was Minnis doing? Why Minnis in check? Why Marvin Dames, who is a trained policeman, why did Marvin not do the due diligence? What Brent Simmons was doing? These are people who want to lead the country, but they're nothing but a bunch of, listen to the word, misleaders. Huh? Everything is on the internet. We have access to the United Nations, to the United States. Not United Nations, I meant to say United States. Could we not ask the Americans to help us? And if you ain't know how to negotiate, ask the Americans to help us to negotiate. Because they were watching Peter Kruger for a long time. But y'all dumb Negroes, every time y'all see one white man, y'all skin up your teeth and don't be businesslike. You have to be businesslike. I told you how Hubert Ingram dealt with Keisner. Ingram ain't skinny teeth. It was business. Now, Mr. Keisner, what you want? I want an Atlantis. Well, this is what you gotta bring. And when Keisner was not prepared, Ingram don't even know that I have this piece of intelligence, because Papa, people, once they see me sit with Papa, why do you think I sit with Papa? I might as well come out and say it. Once the F&M see me sitting with Papa and talking, they know all secrets. All secrets, Papa bless, bring it to me. Papa will tell you all not to give me secrets when the time is due. And so, we know what Minnis was doing. What was Minnis doing? Huh? I warned him yesterday. You think I know it? Boxer, you should hang your head in shame. Miss Thompson, I'm sorry you say I shouldn't call Boxer name, but I can call his name. Boxer, you should hang your head in shame. Because if Kruger is Oban's ambassador, were you playing ambassador for the government of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas? Because I don't know that you have been sworn in as any ambassador, and particularly economic ambassador, because that contract don't wait the paper. Ministers don't even know who he's signing with. Don't even know the character of these people. This is suspect. and written all over it. It's desperation. My spiritual advisor, I can't take this.
What are they, huh?
Oh, my spiritual advisor, I don't know what ministers them doing.
Well, they say, time has revealed a lot of stuff, Mr. Monica.
Oh, my spiritual advisor, where Papa? What the hell is this taking place in the country? What this is?
Well, Mr. Monica, the only thing I can say is that I'm trying to figure out who's in charge of this vetting process. You
know who's in charge? Minister brother. Boxer!
Why are you saying that, though?
How you mean by saying it? Boxer!
Where you getting your information?
How you mean I'm getting my information?
Call this man.
Boxer!
You call him my name too, Mr.
I want you to stop it. If you have to do any vetting, you talk to me, and I'll show you how to vet. There are 2 ways to vet. And you tell me which one of the vets you want. Go ahead.
Yeah, so some information is coming out that, you really have to take a look at. It puts the government in a very precarious position, to say the least. With that being said, I understand that wasn't even tabled in the House today, so it says something.
Well, what the heck you mean it ain't table?
It wasn't tabled.
The Prime Minister promised us that he will table it. He promised. Minister, you promised.
It wasn't tabled.
Prime Minister, you promised. Prime Minister, you promised to table the thing in the House. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. So now that really must get the government to understand the importance of going back now to, really find out what is going on. Obviously, this man has had some judgments against him. I mean, he says that he's satisfied the judgments, in particular the misappropriation of funds from the investment company. He says that the investors and the investment company did not lose any funds. All of the funds were returned, and that it was an in-house mistake. I think the whole thing was blamed on, a secretary who was fired. So,
well, finally, Bishop
and all
Simeon
that
Hall.
stuff, so. Well, anyhow, Mr. Monica, I really want to get. This is a very, very serious situation.
But you pray for the government, and I'll curse them out.
I can't see it happening. Actually, to be honest with you, I can't see the government getting in a situation like this that has caused it to blow up in their face at such an early stage. I mean, that's just the harsh reality.
Well, my spiritual advisor, you were not listening to me yesterday.
I listened to you, Mr. Monica. I listened to everybody, but you
didn't listen to me. The people them called you yesterday, and they said to you, spiritual advisor,
they cursed me out yesterday.
Listen to Monica. You know who always talk to me?
Yeah, I understand that. This is a very funny situation.
When Papa isn't talking to me, Papa men and women who are hiding in the city, they educate me. You hear me? All they do is educate me because they know I know these things. They know. I know nothing but these things. I was grassroots, taxi driver, and they educate me. And then they would say to me, you got it right now? Because I was calling him Freddy Krueger. They said, no, man. Stop saying Freddy Krueger. It is Peter Krueger. Can you imagine? 2 Peter? 2 Peter. Peter Tanquest can protect Grand Bahama. These are a bunch of incompetent Negroes. We might as well go and find Papa and march him to the office of the Prime Minister. I know Philip Brave Davis should demand a general election. Any government that voids anything they would recognize with this big mistake, what do? You resign. But men is black. And black people don't resign. Because y'all ain't know the system. Y'all don't respect the convention. Y'all ain't aware that there are young, budding politicians in our society that we have to set an example for. Ministers, go! G.O. Go! Peter, go! How dare y'all have an ambassador? Goodness of mercy, I can't take it. I got to find some place to go. I can't take this. Which island would you suggest that I go to, my spiritual advisor?
Well, we got to stay right here and make this thing right.
I can't take this, man.
Well,
I can't take this.
Whatever's happening now, I don't know if it would disqualify Oban from doing business in the Bahamas.
It's disqualify Oban.
No,
I want
listen.
Oban to go to Miami. Don't come here.
Remember now, Krieger says that he is an ambassador for
I don't
Oban,
care what he is.
which means that he should have produced some documentations or some credentials for him being
Well, he must have
the ambassador. Because I'm thinking Oban has to have an executive team. Why not have a direct executive come in and present the credentials and negotiate with the government? Why does Oban need an ambassador?
Well, don't forget now.
I'm trying to figure out what that's all about.
They have the psychology of us Negroes. They know we love foreign white people. And they know that once Minnis here, that Peter Kruger is the ambassador, Minnis then plays state within the state. And then he would charm them. You follow? He would charm them. And he recognized our psychology. And he recognized that Minnis is incompetent. The Prime Minister is incompetent. And every day, we are going to be able to see the incompetency of the FNM unless they quickly move him. It's time to move Minnis now. Who will be bold enough? You had an opportunity last Wednesday to move against Minnis when you were voting in that vote of no confidence. It was a unique opportunity. I now call on my party, the members of Parliament, to move Dr. Minnis. This here is an abomination. It is a bomb in the nation. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Senator,
God save the Queen.
God save the Queen.
Yeah.
You're right, the government is desperate. That project was brought to the PLP around 2015, 2016.
Yes.
They had questions on it, these same questions, environment, Interpol on the group, and financing.
Wow.
And these people took 2 years and could never answer those questions, could never submit any documents to prove that they could fund it, who they are, and all of that. And all Minnis did was come and pick that up and run with it.
Oh, no, his big brother influenced him.
Oh, yeah? Well, they all have ego to face. If this was in the United Kingdom,
oh, Lord,
under the precedent and conventions there, he would have had to resign.
Yes, that is true. That is so true.
So let them deal with it. Now we can't even bring it to Parliament. What a shame.
Well, they better bring it to Parliament because he promised. See, Minister promised, and I don't like people to give me their word and then hold it back. I demand that it is presented to the Parliament.
And spiritual advisor, they can't undo something that they signed officially. Okay. They don't get out of it like that. That's not easy like that.
Well, I understand that.
That's why governments have to make sure of what they do before they do it.
Okay.
You're so right. Listen, I thank you. I got some more people on the line, eh?
Right.
All right, take care.
Hello. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hey, Brother Monka.
Sir, how are you?
Hey, Brother Monka, it was me who called yesterday. I tell you, the situation reminds me of when Butter Meyer came to Freeport, purchased Princess Towers and all the whole property there with no money.
Wow.
End up leaving here with all the insurance money.
Wow. But
listen, the same thing they do. Anytime they see a white man face, they kowtow to them.
Yeah. And this one is accused over two insurance. The two insurance that Bahamian loves the most. British American Insurance Company.
And Clico.
I hope Simeon Hall lead a crusade outside Minnis' office and hold a revival.
But Mr. Monka.
Yeah.
And this is a prime evidence that the government is not doing due diligence.
They're not.
Reporters can find this information, but the people who are in charge can't find information.
Well, they obviously hid the information.
No, the information wasn't in it. It was always there. You raised a valid point. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So that means staying searching for it. They go on people would tell them what to do, and they just do it.
Yeah.
And this reminds me again, I can say it again. This reminds me of the insurance that they bought for $2 million and only get 200,000 back.
I didn't know the FNM would have been so stupid in government. Man, they stupid.
But yet we can't bring them before the court the way they drag the PLPs before the court.
Well, we could, you know. I keep holding Wayne Monroe back. Every time he bring up a name, I say, no, don't charge that one.
Brother Monkey, you got to release him, man.
Listen.
If they want to be like that, they got to learn that they got to do due diligence or suffer the consequences.
You know the country's
come
small.
right back and say you sorry, you know.
I said the country's small, and I remember, I got to be honest, one that do me a favor. If I only could leave the island for a weekend and then Wayne came to court, I wouldn't feel guilty.
Come to Freeport.
That's not a bad idea. Take good care.
Look here, but no, before you go.
Yes.
Before you go, you can come right back and say you're sorry again. I guarantee you that.
Well,
He's only human. You apologize.
Okay. Listen, I got more phone callers.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Take good care. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Rodney.
Sir.
How you doing?
Listen, I'm upset. Menace got swing.
All right, because two fatal mistakes were made.
Go ahead.
Mr. Kruger said that he is the ambassador of the company.
Yeah.
That means he's a front man.
Wow.
Menace need to speak to the president or the CEO.
Yes.
Then the problem, Menace couldn't present the matter to the House of Assembly.
He did not table it on the House?
No.
Man, don't talk no nonsense.
So that's the second problem.
Oh, Jesus.
And then, Rodney,
yes,
your area lost a good man last night.
What happened there?
Oscar Albury.
Oscar died?
Oscar Albury?
He died?
Yes, Speedo.
Wow, that's my childhood friend.
Yes, that's why I call you.
Wow.
Yes, he passed away last night.
Wow.
Sometime this week.
Boy, that's my childhood friend.
Yes, Mr. Albury.
Goodness me.
One of the fastest men in the Commonwealth of the Bahamaland.
Wow.
But Rodney, I told you months ago that minister is incompetent.
You did tell me that.
All right, and it's coming to prove my point. Now, there's a second strike on that man, Peter Turnquest. I think that Peter Turnquest ain't handling Menace right.
Wow.
And this will cost Menace to gather himself, or he'd be booted out.
We got to get rid of all of them.
Yeah, they showing their incompetence to the Commonwealth.
Peter gone and borrow $100 million today. Anyway, I got to let you go. I got two more callers.
Thank you very much, Rodney.
Wow. Oscar Albury, my childhood friend. Wow. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Yeah, I have my condolences. They say Billy Graham there too, eh?
Well, I knew him well.
Going to heaven?
Pardon me?
They say Billy Graham there.
I understand. Yeah, I had somebody said that. I think I saw circulated on social media that he had passed away today.
You might be a little younger than us.
Listen, I want political question. Give me political question. Don't tell me.
No, but anyhow, I just was asking the spiritual one. The political question is that where Sam Duncombe, Pastor C.B. Moores, people like what the Asian man named from Freeport, Fred Smith, they supposed to be environmentalists, right? And someone saying, but an environmental study wasn't done. Rodney, Peter Turnquest and people like Dr. Hubert Menace, they good people, man. They good beaming people. You think if they wasn't doing something good in this country, or they didn't have some kind of education or sense, although you said they ain't gone about this thing the right way, you think they would have been as far as they is in life? I mean, everybody is messed up in his ways. We could correct this. If it's
my Negro brother.
Yes, Rodney.
You the man from Nassau Village?
Go ahead, Rodney. Make your point.
Listen, Menace has demonstrated gross incompetency, gross inefficiency. You hear me? And Peter Turnquest tell me, say where you put me.
Well, Rodney, listen to me. People that say you crazy, right? But
I am crazy.
Rodney get a lot of sense.
No. I'm crazy.
Listen to me. You do your research. You do your investigating, reporting.
Yes.
You do that before you start talking. So I don't listen to them saying that. When people could talk about Peter Turnquest.
Listen.
Some people might say, well, I don't know them from a can of paint, right?
Listen, I can let you go.
But the Fox show them people ain't retarded, they're stupid as we saying they stupid, Rodney. They need to fix this and make sure this fixed the right way.
This can't fix.
These people illiterate or Dr. Minister is not qualified to be prime minister.
That is what is happening.
Here, that's who God chose to be the prime minister.
Listen, I can let you go.
Hey.
Answer that question, spiritual advisor.
He will.
Yeah.
I'm going to heaven or what? Because he has to save a lot of souls.
Take it care.
Spiritual advisor.
On the last day, we'll see. We'll see what happens on the last day.
Goodbye. Hello, welcome to Freedom
Why you
Match.
cut the man off because he
Man,
asked me a
my spiritual
question,
advisor.
man. I'm your spiritual advisor,
Yes,
right? He
but
calls the
only
show.
me.
I am responsible.
You will advise me.
Listen, I am
Has
responsible.
Billy Graham went to heaven?
Listen.
Answer the question.
I'm answering the question now, right?
Yeah.
Here's the question. Jesus says, not all who says, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom, but only those who does the will of the Father. As long as you do the will of the Father, you will have access to heaven.
I thank you, my spiritual
That's
advisor.
the best way I can answer that.
Anybody else on the phone? Well, my spiritual advisor, you want to talk some more about Billy Graham?
Well, Billy Graham was, in fact, a world-renowned evangelist. And, of course, he has been preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ for years and years and years.
Okay.
I respect him a
Well, let
lot
me
as
talk
human
about
being.
my childhood friend.
Let me just finish a second. I respect him as an American evangelist.
Okay.
But there were times when I differ with his understanding of certain scriptural points.
Well, let's leave that path. When you and him reach to heaven, y'all deal with that. Oscar Aubrey was my childhood friend.
Okay.
We grew up together like brothers, and I actually could almost say I lived in their home when he lived in Black Village. Wow.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that you lost your friend.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's devastating for me to have heard that he passed away. Oscar, how old is Oscar? Oscar's about 62.
We all have an appointment with that, Mr. Moncur.
Yeah.
You recognize that, right?
I do.
We all do have an appointment with
Yeah.
that. Because as I looked at the life of Billy Graham, in my mind, I said, Billy Graham has just lived for so many years. And in my mind, I'm wondering, would he ever die? I mean, that's just the human side.
He was 99 years.
99, yeah.
Yeah.
So he has passed away. And, of course, he has moved on to the other side to receive his reward.
Yeah.
His reward, absolutely.
So, folks, it is a serious matter in the nation. Whenever a government enter into a high-level agreement and it backfires, there's an honorable course of action. And really, ministers should go back to the people for a vote of confidence. That's how it's done. We practice the Westminster system of government. And if we say that we are committed to that system, it is a system of honor. And ministers should demonstrate honor. You mean to tell me an F&M team with over 35 members, and none of them recognized that skullduggery was afoot? Nobody recognized that this whole agreement, it was a fake and a fraud? How we can leave these group of Negroes in charge of the country? You mean to tell me their educational standard and ability is so limited that they could not get more information on this ambassador? Run off with $10.25 million? Maybe somebody should take horse manure and throw it in the air. Yeah. Oh, I'm so tired of these Negroes. Philip Brave Davis, when the PLP can take over? Philip Brave Davis, when is the PLP going to take over? Anyway, when I come back, the spiritual advisor is going to read text. And I hope I hear from Minister Warren McCartney, this charming young woman, Minister Warren Miller.
Oh.
Thank you, my spiritual advisor. Minister Warren Miller, I need you to give me a call because I have a charming young woman who has a handsome man. And they have a destiny. They want to get married by the 27th. and they would like for you to do it. And they petitioned me. You know, I'm the justice of the peace. They petitioned me and they said, listen, can you use whatever influence to get Warren Miller to marry us? We love his church. We think he's a good man. We're kind of intimidated to ask him. All the pastors we went to, one pastor was $600 an hour. Pastor, you ain't safe. If you have a young man and a young woman come to you with a whole new baby, and the woman and the man say, marry us. My God, $600 an hour? Who the heck you think you are, pastor? Huh? Just marry them off. All right? If you can charge them something, but $600 is outrageous. And get Warren Miller to do it for free. Minister Warren Miller, you got to marry these young people for me. This is Freedom March. We'll be right back after the break.
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and of course, wearing a necktie. I'm not sure if this is Richard Lightburn's necktie or Hubert Alexander Ingram. So it's one of them, all right? They give me so much tie, I got the tie confused. So it's either Papa necktie or Montague F&M, former Richard Dick Lightburn's tie. So Papa, you and Richard Lightburn, thank you for the tie. My spiritual advisor.
Yeah, let's read some texts.
Are there any texts?
Yeah, Mr. Monka, if the young lady was affiliated with a church, you wouldn't need to beg for someone to marry her. That's why it's important to find a church home. As a matter of fact, JPs charge around $200 to $300.
JPs cannot perform marriages unless the JP is a marriage officer. So you stop that nonsense.
Yeah, I can't understand why this person would even send a text like this.
Well, I don't mind getting the text. Let's take this phone call. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Monka?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I just want to bring this to your attention. The Honorable Peter Tinquest,
yes,
Deputy Prime Minister,
yes,
he has moved another resolution in the House of Assembly today to borrow another $100 million.
Yeah.
Okay. In June last year, they borrowed $722 million.
Wow.
They come right back last year, October, for $800 million. 3 weeks ago, they borrowed $90 million.
When the opposition was banned from the House.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, another $100 million. What they doing all this money?
He'd explain what the $100 million was for. You listen to him?
What was it for, my
What was it for?
You go ahead and get your homework done.
No, what was it for? All this money he borrowed?
Well, if you listen to him tabling the $100 million in the House, sure enough, yeah, sure enough, he would explain what the $100 million
all the money with the borrow prior to that, go get it all that.
Oh, you didn't hear that part?
All with the borrow, go get it out of that. And you go for the laugh.
Oh, boy.
Don't take it for these people, man. This is our country.
I didn't ask you a question, though. I asked you if he explained. Does the government explain why they borrow money?
Then you tell us.
No,
my spiritual advisor, stop it.
He said in the House what the $100 million for.
Well, tell the woman what it's for.
How come she ain't hear that part?
Well, tell her what it's for.
Miss, you go back and listen.
No, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to Mr. Monka.
Okay, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Go ahead.
I want you to leave the woman them alone, you know. My spiritual advisor, would you please leave the woman them alone?
She called the show, right? Criticizing the man on tabling the $100 million in the House, right? And she didn't even listen to find out why he said the government.
I mean, nothing but said they're all about lies.
Okay.
I want you to leave the woman them alone.
I forget the lies. I don't hear nothing for you to say.
This one ain't safe.
You don't think so?
You won't save it up.
Listen, sister, I believe you say. You take it care.
All right, Mr. Monko.
Okay.
Take care, my love.
Listen, that's one of the women them, you know. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Oh, Lord.
Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Moncur.
Mama, how are you?
I'm doing the best I could through the grace of God.
Absolutely.
This is powerful.
Absolutely.
Good afternoon, Miss. I'm spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
Well, thank God for life
Absolutely.
to be alive.
Yes, in all things. In all things, give thanks. Absolutely.
Mr. Moncur.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I don't know much about what you all are talking about, but what I'm going to say, if we enter an agreement on something, don't we come together, talk about the situation. You hear my side, I hear your side, and we maybe work from there?
That is the way it should be done.
Okay, but before I can sign an agreement with you, I have to have a good understanding of whatever agreement we agree on.
And I have to also request a character report.
Thank you.
Is he a saved man?
Thank you.
Has he been involved in any problems? Go ahead.
Yeah, so for the Prime Minister to just go into that, apparently his eyes was closed, or he was tired, he wasn't reading, he wasn't doing his homework. That it looked really bad on the Prime Minister and someone who's supposed to be very educated.
This is true.
You know, so when we can do things, you don't do things just to say, well, I signed this, we doing this, we doing that. Look what happened. Mud not egg on his face, but mud on his face.
Mama, it ain't egg. It's mud.
No, it ain't egg.
What
it's
it is?
Mud.
It's mud.
A spiritual advisor wants you to laugh now. Mud is on his face.
Mother, be nice, though.
Yeah, being nice. Being nice. I love you.
Yeah, but
being nice.
I want you to be nice to the Prime Minister, though.
Yeah, but it's bad. It's bad on us. We are the Bahamians.
Okay.
He's there to, set example and looking for us.
Yes.
So he's supposed to set example, do the right thing before you put any pen to paper.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you could be signing your death warrant and you don't know.
Oh, Mama, you're right.
Because you're not reading.
Yeah.
Now, my beloved son, I want to send a request to my loving cousin, Linda Nixon. Linda Nixon, belated birthday. Her birthday was yesterday.
Really? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell Linda happy birthday. What island she on?
She's right here.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So, spiritual advisor.
Yes, ma'am.
Take care.
You
Be
do the
good. I
same.
love you.
I love you too, ma'am.
And
Have
I
a great
just
evening.
want you to, just cut it, cut it straight.
Okay, Mama.
Okay, take care, baby.
Take care.
Have a blessed evening.
You do the same
thank
now.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Linda Nixon, happy birthday to you. Your birthday was yesterday, and it's from Mama and everybody else. Hello, welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Sir. Sir.
Hello.
Talk to me. I can hear you. Turn
Mr.
your TV
Bunker?
down. Yes, sir. Turn your TV down.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Speak.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yes. So what's gonna happen with that deal, Mr. Monco?
I don't know what is going to happen. If Minis would, anything, he would tear it up and put Peter Kruger on the stop list. You follow?
Yes, sir.
Because Minis didn't. Yesterday, I told you all. I said, listen, he didn't do the correct due diligence.
Yeah, I watched you yesterday. Yes, you did.
And I said he didn't get an FBI report. Remember that?
Yes, sir.
And if he had asked the FBI is the world's greatest police force, they would have told him. But Minis is desperate. He has to show Freeport that he got something for them, but what he got is poison. So we have to pray for him and the country, okay?
Yeah, he should call a snap election.
Yes, sir.
And tell your spiritual advisor,
yes,
don't bother with the woman them.
I should
don't bother with them.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Because she's a spiritual woman.
Yes.
That's my cousin he's talking to.
Okay, he's wrong.
Okay.
Yes, sir, he's wrong.
She's spiritual. Okay,
you have a blessed day, sir.
Okay,
all right,
my
take
brother.
care of yourself, man.
Okay, good.
Do well.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my dear.
Senator, how you doing?
Listen, I'm right here with the government on my shoulder, and I'm not Emmanuel.
spiritual advice. How you doing?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm wonderful.
Great, great.
Calling to send a shout out to the class of 93.
Really?
Of C.I. Gibson.
C.I. Gibson?
Yes.
Okay.
Class of 93.
All right, I shall do that.
Coming from your classmate, Ada Wallace. You all have a wonderful afternoon.
Okay,
and a
Ada.
special good afternoon going out to Siobhan Ramming Woodside.
This is
Hope
powerful.
you get well soon.
We hope she gets well. C.I. Gibson, class of 93, Ada Wallace. She extends greetings to you. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Monker. How are you?
Listen, I'm struggling against an incompetent government led by an incompetent prime minister, deputy prime minister, and all them other people.
All right, I'm calling in reference to the call that was made earlier with the spiritual advisor when he said he wanted the lady to speak on what she heard.
Yes.
I thought that it was very rude of him not to say what he heard, what he said that he heard as well.
You thought it was rude that you thought it was
not be taunting her like that. If you heard something or if you want to clarify a situation, then do that. But don't just taunt a person and say,
No.
say what you heard. Say what
okay.
you heard.
Let me ask you a question. She called in and said that the government is borrowing $100 million, right? She did that?
She said she spoke in reference to a few times they borrowed money. And I think as a good citizen, she should be asking those questions. When we sit down...
There's nothing wrong with asking that.
Things to happen, and we're not asking the questions, then what?
No, there's nothing wrong with her asking. I only asked her if the government explained why they were borrowing $100 million. That's all I asked. And I asked if she heard why they were borrowing it.
Yeah, but you
Simple.
acted as though you heard why she was... Why
Yes, Mr. Peter Tanquist, yes, he did say why the $100 million was being borrowed. If you listened to it, he said it. He said why it was being borrowed.
I did hear,
That's
but
all.
then you said, you asked her, you said, but say why, say why. Why didn't you say, why didn't you clarify it and say exactly what?
I didn't want to.
Instead of taunting, I just thought it was mean to just taunt and just keep on pressing buttons like that, and I was getting aggravated just listening to you do it.
So that offended you that I did not answer her about me knowing...
If it offend anybody, I'm sure I'm not the only human being that thinks this way.
Okay, so you want me to apologize to you for this? I can do it live on TV.
Not to me. I was feeling.
So why you mention it? Why you mention it though?
My spiritual advisor. That's one of the women
Why is
now.
she always getting on the
No,
offensive?
I'm just. Why is she making it an issue? If she
Because
doesn't,
you ought to have offered an explanation.
Obviously.
Exactly. Thank you, Mr.
obviously,
Monker.
it offended her.
And you guys have a good afternoon.
Listen,
Thank
you
you.
do the same too. Oh.
Listen, as leader
These women are
of
so
the woman
emotional.
dam, I apologize for my spiritual advisor. Okay?
I asked the young lady. She wanted me to.
Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again. If you
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Monker.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, the lady would just call.
Right.
You know, she's one of the sisters.
Okay.
And I feel what she's saying too, but with spiritual advisor.
Apologize, my spiritual advisor.
Let's hear her.
Yeah, no, see what I'm gonna say. When she just asked you asked her, she did a homework. Spiritual advisor, she didn't hear, and you knew the answer.
Yes.
So instead of questioning her, putting her on the spot, then you could have jumped in and say the answer as well. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
But don't tell her go back and do a homework because it's rude.
Something is wrong with that.
You sitting there too.
Educate.
You know, to be an advisor as well.
Yes, this is
so
true.
not because she couldn't tell you exactly what it is. Maybe she didn't hear that part. If she hear all the rest, go ahead thinking she didn't hear it, but you give her the answer too.
Okay, no problem.
Give her the answer.
But don't be.
And Mr. Monker, you being the leader
Yes.
of the woman them too.
Yes.
You know.
I was hurt.
You guys stand up a little stronger too.
So listen, did I offend you?
Don't laugh at us as being the women them.
I agree with you.
You know, because we only playing the woman them. When we have problem, we coming to you as the leader.
Yes.
And we expect you to play leader part and act leader part and
Listen.
do leader part.
I was hurt, honestly, but I had to control my emotions.
So let me ask a question. Did I offend you?
In a way, you see.
I am sorry, okay?
I felt her pain. Yeah,
Yes,
I felt what
she
she
needs.
said. All I said, spiritual advisor. Just answer her. Tell her. You tell her.
Yes.
If you asking her the question, she can't tell you, then tell her spiritual advisor.
But my point
don't
is,
say, go do your homework.
But you know what?
And call back in.
Yeah, but
you know?
my point is this: if you're going to criticize the government on something, right? Have all of your facts together. She called in and criticized the government for borrowing $100 million. I asked a simple question: did the government explain why they borrowed $100 million? They always do.
She might not hear that part or heard that.
So why get into all this frenzy about criticizing the government?
No, my spiritual advisor, you're wrong.
No, you knew the answer. You knew the answer. You knew. And you said, go do your homework, go find out why. No, that's rude.
And you know,
just say why.
Yeah, he was
say
wrong.
Why, exactly. Mr. Bunker would say things too.
Yes.
He talked this whole show talking about the man and this and that and you know that. And he was laying in the facts, although we might have known it or didn't know it.
Okay.
He fill in the blanks.
Yes.
So fill in the blanks too as well.
Yes,
and remember
no problem.
now, you're the spiritual advisor.
What is he? Tell him again what he is.
The spiritual advisor.
Yeah, but
I thank you, my love. You take it care.
All right, take care.
Okay.
All right, take care.
Hello, welcome to Freedom Match.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Manko.
Sir.
I think you and the spiritual advisor, both of y'all are my boys, right?
Okay.
But the lady called a couple minutes ago was asking him about the $100 million, right?
Yes.
Now, apparently she might not understand or didn't know.
Right.
But my thing is, right, if I go in to build a house, right, the house is built in stages, and if you get it through the bank, you got to pay in stage. You got to, like, if you're going to do the floor first, that's a stage.
Stage payment, yeah.
Like, all right. So if I go to the bank to borrow money, I wouldn't be going to the bank to borrow for every stage. What she's trying to say, if just 3 weeks ago, they tabled a bill for $90 million.
Yes.
Now 3 weeks later they want $100 million. Why they didn't say they want $190 million from the first beginning and cover and say what they want for?
You're right. You're right.
That's what she's trying to say to the spiritual advisor. But he probably got irritated because he liked to defend them.
Yeah.
So did I,
Mr. Mungo.
So
how much type of Negroes there is?
Well, there's King George III.
Boy, that's what it is, you know.
So did I offend you?
And King George III.
No, you ain't offending me.
Okay,
I was saying that you should have, if the woman say the woman didn't know, you should just try to explain to her what it is.
Lead her.
All right, no problem.
Anyway, we thank you, sir.
No,
you are correct.
All right.
My spiritual advisor, the word education, it means to lead us out of ignorance. Hello, welcome to Freedom Match.
Hello.
Sir, speak to me.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yes, sir. Mr. Monkar, I would like to say to the Prime Minister, be careful what you say or do, because when you spit in the wind, it just blow back in your face.
Wow. That's powerful. I thank you. Dr. Menace, you heard what the Negro man say? Be careful what you say. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Are you there? Well? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Speak to me.
Hi, Mr. Munker.
Yes, ma'am.
I think spiritual advisor was rude because if she asked the question, if she said, what is he borrowing the $100 million for? All he had to say, if she didn't hear, well, he borrowed for this or this for that.
That is
he
true.
can tell her, but yes, he was rude. And every time it comes to the FNM, he is very rude. He always covers up for them.
Spiritual
he said he's a
advisor.
Christian. He has to stand up for righteousness. Right is right and wrong is wrong. No matter whether it's PLP, FNM, or DNA. Spiritual advisor, you were wrong. You were wrong. You need to apologize.
What sin have I committed? What sin have I committed?
She's saying that when the lady lacked the information, you, as my spiritual advisor, you were supposed to assist in leading,
no problem.
Leading the woman out of ignorance. But you then decided that you're going to defend this incompetent government by withholding the information and being rude to the woman. And let me warn you, my spiritual advisor, I is the leader.
So you take care of that.
Of the woman
and
there.
I'll take all this. Let me ask you a question. You know anything about Resolve Bahamas?
Who?
Resolve Bahamas Limited.
Who's that?
Yeah. Okay.
I said, who's it?
You know,
are they the people who collect the money?
Yeah, the bad debt. Yeah.
What happened to them?
Well, that's what the money was all about. I mean, I don't want to go into any details.
They borrowing money to give to Resolve?
That's why.
What the heck you mean, my spiritual advisor?
Look, can we talk about this off air?
Okay.
Please.
Anybody else on the phone?
Please.
Man, you must stop defending the FNM, man. Read text.
All right, let's go. Here we go.
Minister ain't safe. Minister ain't safe. Peter ain't safe.
Okay.
The young folks ain't safe. Who else ain't safe?
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica, spiritual advisor. Is it right for ministers of the gospel to remain active in the churches for pay and still pull a salary from Parliament? What is their purpose for being in Parliament? I can answer that question.
Go ahead, my
All the
spiritual.
FNM women in Parliament should resign because they are nothing. They do nothing for Bahamian women. They lack experience all around. Women in this country are extremely
That is not totally true. Lanisha Roll, the minister responsible for social services, has attempted to heal a rift that fraudsters are trying to create, and that is marital rape. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about marital rape. I was going to talk about it today, but I decided that this year was so important. All right? So Lanisha is doing a wonderful job. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Miss, are you there? Hello? I can't hear the woman. Hello, welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Mr. Bunker.
Yes, ma'am.
Today is a deciding time for me to stop watching your show.
What happened?
The spiritual leader, I won't say the word, but I can't say the word because I try to be safe.
Hold on, before you go on, before you move on, listen.
The spiritual leader make a fool of that woman. She sees
How?
My spiritual advisor, apologize.
I did already.
Every time, Mr. Manka, please let the spiritual advisor, let me talk.
Let her talk.
Whenever he comes, you talk, and you lambasting or you cussing out everybody else, he say nothing. As soon as you start on the F&M pointing out their shortcomings,
yes,
he get on, will cut you off and say derogatory things about what you're saying.
That is true.
Spiritual advisor, you are there for a spiritual advisor. I come to the conclusion that you are not saved. You're a play Christian.
Okay.
God gonna expose you. The F&M don't supply your needs. God supply your needs.
Tell him again.
And at the end of the day, the F&M can drop you like a hot potato. They looking at yourself. You could afford to turn halfway, turn your back on God and talk to them. I don't want to leave Mr. Manka because he educating the whole nation. But you look like a JA. They're laughing and trying to defend the F&M every time Mr. Manka's trying to educate us and talk about us and make everything clearer for us to see.
So let me ask you a question.
You are not saved. If I used to go to your church, I would have leave you a long time. You have a good day.
Let me ask you a question. You what I'm talking about?
My spiritual advisor. I want you not
these
to
women
offend.
who you call the women them who
Be careful!
I can't understand their reasoning.
My spiritual advisor.
Mr. Manka,
you were wrong.
All I said.
There's more women to
hold on,
curse. I call on the women to call in and curse the spiritual advisor.
All I said to the woman is just go and do research to find out why the government is going to borrow $100 million. What is wrong with that?
Anyway,
what is wrong with going to find out why?
Attack!
Why? I got some.
Anybody on the phone?
Yes,
Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, my dear.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm great.
Good.
This is my 5 cents, and I'm one of the women there, but I need to explain myself this evening.
Go right ahead.
Now, that lady who just called and says she's acting like a JA, she's out of order.
Okay.
Everything must be done decently and in order.
Okay.
Our Constitution gives us freedom of speech, right? We all can be PLP, we all can be FNM, we all can be DNA. Why is it that we have a problem when somebody is of a different political
I don't know.
than you? We have to stop this foolishness.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But most importantly, we are all Bahamians.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So we really have to stop this nonsense. Now, I'm a little bit upset this evening now, Mr. Monka. I know this is touchy with you.
Okay.
Okay? Now, Adrian Francis was fired this evening. Okay, I was listening to the show.
What happened?
That was out of order, and the FNM needs to stop their foolishness.
Well, I agree with you on that.
Because the Constitution gives us freedom of speech.
That is true.
Yes,
Okay?
You're right. Uh-huh.
They pulled that man, and that man had a good program going on. Okay?
What was he talking about?
He was talking about the illegal immigrants in this country.
Okay.
And I agree 100%. We have too many illegal immigrants in this country.
Yes.
We cannot go in anybody else's country and set up shop and do as we like and as we please.
No.
There are rules and regulations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Bahamian and I can't go and do it. So why other people could come in here and set up shop in our country and keeping the place so filthy and
But I
dirty?
want to point out something to you quickly. Adrian Francis ought to have realized that there was a contradiction. In the cabinet of the Bahamas sits a minister who cannot prove that he was born in the Bahamas.
I listen to you talking about that. I want to know what his position with him.
And that is a touchy situation. I'm the
but
only...
it shouldn't be touchy because if he wasn't born here, and I listened to you talk about that many afternoons,
I'm the
he
only
don't need to be there.
I'm the only FNM who could talk about it because
He
I got
doesn't need to be
Papa
there.
backing me, because Papa told me that the affidavit that the Honorable Frankie Campbell has, Papa said that's fraudulent.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I agree. It is fraudulent, and that's what they do.
Yeah.
They tend to go in the graveyard, look up people who dead, and get their names and say that's their daddy or their mother.
Not
They have
all
to
now.
stop this foolishness.
Listen to me. Not all.
No, not all, but
Yeah.
some.
Yeah, some.
And a lot of these JPs, some of them go to hell because they do a lot of foolishness
Now,
in the Bahamas.
hold on a second. I'm a justice of the peace.
Yes, I know you're one.
And
You're straightforward.
And you got to understand what the law say. If you came before me and you told me that the spiritual advisor was born in Jamaica, if I don't know that to be a fact, then I have to notarize your affidavit. If I knew, then I'm guilty of a criminal offense.
Right.
But if we subsequently discover that you misled me,
Right.
I hold a public office, and that is a criminal offense to mislead a public officer.
Right. But all I have to
You
say...
take it here.
Hold on, one more thing I have to
No,
say.
it's 6 o'clock.
All I have to say...
You're one of the women now.
gives jobs.
Woman, behold your leader. It's 6 o'clock. You can call me back tomorrow. And all the women them who want to attack the spiritual advisor, you can call him and bail his backside. This is Freedom March. I'll see you all tomorrow if it is God's will.
Good night,
The
everybody.
thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.